There's been so many people talking about if you should wait for the housing market to crash or if you should buy real estate now. And at the end of this video, I'm gonna give you my personal opinion if you should buy real estate now, if you should wait for the housing market to crash, because the market it'll either crash or it will correct. There's no doubt about it. We can't sustain this growth, but it might plateau, it might go down a little bit, or actually might crash. So whenever we're talking about the real estate market to crash, some reasons why you should wait for the housing market to correct, plateau, crash, whatever it is, there's some reasons you actually should wait for this. Actually, there's about 4 different reasons I want to go over with you right now. One of them, you're not financially stable. You might be saving $100 every single month after all your bills. That's not going to cut it. First off, you're not going to be able to get a loan. There's different ways to actually buy real estate than going through a traditional bank. Most of the times people go through a traditional bank putting 20 to 25% down on investment property. Saving $100 a month in total, it's going to take you a long time to get there. To make things secure, and if you were to buy real estate right now, I would say that you obviously are going to need about 3 to 6 months cash reserve. That's kind of across the board. Whenever you're going to get a loan through a bank, you're going to need that anyways. But now more than ever, even if it wasn't a requirement from the bank, I think you should have that 3 to 6 months cash reserve. So meaning if you don't get a tenant in there for 3 to 6 months, you can actually cover that mortgage payment. And this is actually on top of the down payment. Okay, another thing, a big thing I see a lot of people struggling with is they don't have the knowledge to actually invest in real estate and they don't know their market. So say your market has went up 50% in the past year to 2 years. It might be a telltale sign to kind of wait or actually branch out into other markets. That's why you should be subscribed to this YouTube channel, because I go over everything you need to know about real estate investing so you can create that financial freedom for yourself. You can set your family up for life. And just click that little red subscribe button down below and click the bell so you get notified when I upload a new YouTube video. Because if the housing market does tend to crash, home equities, like they're gonna get diminished. Going down by about, home prices going down by about 20-25%, whatever the case is in your area. This is what you need to know. You don't have enough margin. So what I mean by that is whenever you're buying a piece of property, you're buying an off-market property, you're not getting the type of equity that you need to either write out the 25 or whatever the crash is, percentage wise, and you don't have enough margin in your cash flow to withstand that crash. So what I mean by that is, let's just say, for example, you bought a property for $200,000 and it's worth $200,000. Well, let's just say it decreases by 20%. It takes off $40,000 worth of equity. Now, if you didn't budget for something like this to happen, if your rent or you're only making $100 a month, that won't sustain you, because whenever prices fall, rent prices tend to fall a little bit with them. So whenever that happens, you're gonna be cash flowing maybe break even. That it's not gonna cut it, because you're gonna end up having to actually lose that property. You're gonna be underwater at 40 grand. So this is why I say you need that margin, just in case that the market does flip. And now if you don't have that margin, another telltale sign you should wait for the market to either correct, plateau, crash, whatever. You can actually find those properties with the great margins in my ebook. It's gonna be in the description down below where you can go check that out. So we're gonna get into some things where you should buy now. If you have a great deal, buy now. Why not? Okay, you might be making an extra $50 a month in cash flow because you bought it. Let's just say you bought a property for $100,000, but you waited, for the housing market to crash, so you actually bought it for $90,000 or $80,000. Well, that difference, that $10,000 to $20,000, you might only get $50 to an extra $100 worth of cash flow. Are you really willing to risk waiting for who knows how long for it to even crash to 10, 20, 30%? That might not even happen. So are you really willing to risk, let's just say $300, $400 worth of cash flow every single month after expenses and everything? Are you really willing to risk another $50 to $100 for the housing market to crash, and it might not even happen? Another few things why you should buy now is if you actually have the knowledge, if you've actually bought 1, 2, 3 properties before, you kind of know what you're doing, you know the market you're in, you can buy now. It all really depends on the deal. Let's just say, for example, you bought a piece of property that was worth $300,000, you bought it for $200,000. Doesn't need repairs, doesn't need anything like that. So you bought it at a 33% discount. So now what if the housing market does take a dip for about 10 to 20%? You have that margin of error where you're still good, you're still not underwater. So if you actually need to sell the property, you can and still, come away either break even or you might make a little bit of money. You might even have to sell that property if your cash flow at the end of the month is, the margin is high enough. And another way to know if you should be buying now is you need to be finding the best deals. and I go over that in my ebook. Again, the link is in the description down below. I go over like 13 different ways to find off-market properties. I go over A to Z with you, how to find them and how to set it up on autopilot. Finally, for my opinion, I think you should be buying now. Of course, if you don't have the knowledge, if the margins aren't there, if you have, let's just say as a whole, if you have a great deal, buy now. If you don't, wait until you find a great deal and then buy it. And what do I mean by great deal is meaning you have that great margin, you have the equity, you have enough cash flow to where if it does take a hit, if you have enough cash flow, you don't have to sell the property. If you have enough equity in the property, you're not gonna be underwater. And again, you're gonna have the capital and setting in a savings account as reserves in case something like that does happen. Because if tenants stop paying their rent, you have the reserves set aside to actually keep paying the mortgage until you can get them out. If you stuck with me to the end of this video, hit that like button, turn it blue so this video can actually get out to the people that don't know whether they should be waiting or if they should be buying real estate right now. I've dedicated this entire YouTube channel to helping you better understand real estate, where you can actually make money, create that financial freedom that you deserve, and setting up your family for life, because that's really all we want to do. Whenever it comes down to a nutshell, all we want to do is create that financial freedom for ourselves, set up our family for life. So if you want to do that and you want to learn more about real estate, again, hit that subscribe button down below and click the bell so you get notified when I upload a new video just like this one. Now I'm gonna pop up some videos right in here for you that I picked out specifically for you that can bring you value. Go check those videos out, but until the next video, I'm out. See you.